I've read some terrific books lately. Here are a few you might want to read this summer. The Vital Question by Nick Lane. He starts with the basic question of how life started. The work he's done on that is so intriguing. He seems to be the first guy who's really looked into certain weird things about the mitochondria. He puts forward all sorts of ideas about different diseases that really bear looking into. Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind by Yuval Noah Harari. Sapiens is really good, and there's a lot of things about early human history that most people haven't been exposed to, and he's good and succinct on that. And then he goes off in many directions, like are we happier than we've ever been, and what about robots? It's got the broad framework. It's a great book. How Not to Be Wrong by Jordan Ellenberg. This book has tons of good stuff in it. For a non-mathematician, he updates you about the world of math, what advances have taken place. His enthusiasm comes across. In math, if you don't kind of practice it, you get this attrition of your mathematical thinking. The Power to Compete by Ryoichi Mikitani and Hiroshi Mikitani. To me, Japan is fascinating. In the 1980s and 90s, the Japanese were just turning out engineering and doing great stuff. How did they lose their way? Why have these companies not been more innovative? Japan's actually had a hard time changing, but the country can be in very good shape. The thing I spent the most time on is Seven Eves by Neil Stephenson. I hadn't read science fiction much the last decade, which is, kind of crazy because I used to read it massively. This terrible thing happens that has to do with the moon breaking apart. The planet's going to undergo this meteoric bombardment for like 5,000 years. It makes you think about a lot of things. Like if the world's going to end in 2 years, who's going to come to work? Should kids go to school? It's a really good book. So those are some of the books I'd recommend this summer. I hope you find something you like.